title of this video, we are doing a story time.
Coming with it.
You want to tell them what kind of story we're doing?
How we met is the story time that has been the most requested. So here we are with our How We Met story.
It's interesting because we definitely got two different sides of the story. And y'all gonna see that mine's is more credible. I have more facts.
Mine is the realest.
No.
It is actually the truth of how we started.
We will let you guys decide on who is more credible or realistic and what you guys think is the truth, to be honest. But before we get into the video, once you guys like this video, subscribe to our channel, show us some love in the comments down below, and follow us on Instagram.
All right, let's get into it. So I'm gonna go ahead and start because my version of the story is a lot better than hers. So let's go ahead and get started. So how we met, initially we're both certified personal trainers.
Yes.
And so,
although we don't look like it right now, but we are.
We a little fluffy during this COVID-19.
Yeah.
We got the COVID-19.
We got all the COVID-19.
So, anyways, aside from that, a couple years ago, about 5 years ago, we were certified personal trainers, and we looked like we were certified personal trainers.
It was exactly 5 years ago, right?
It's almost exactly 5 years ago in May.
No, we met in April.
No, it was May. It was May.
It was the beginning of May.
It was the beginning of May.
So it's 5 years. We met.
It's about 5 years.
So let's start from the beginning, from like when we first met.
So 5 years.
Okay. Is
the first week in May. And we both got hired on at
a gym.
At a gym, because I don't think
we're not allowed to
we're not say what it is.
We're not going to disclose where we worked.
But we both got hired on as trainers at a very big gym in the U.S. And I remember specifically the first time she walked into the room, like she had her hair in a ponytail, and she had like a headband on, and she had these shorts, y'all, these shorts,
bro.
My god,
she still makes me wear these shorts.
These shorts changed my life, and I swear she walked in the room in these shorts and these black huaraches. She was in all black, so she had like this black jacket on, black shirt, black headband, black shorts, and black socks and black huaraches. So
okay, first off, we didn't even know she had these kind of things.
But I did have these thoughts because her butt was amazing, and I just had these thoughts. I didn't share them with her at the time until way after. So we met and we were friends. She asked to sit next to me.
We were peers.
We weren't friends initially, so we were cordial, we talked, and then eventually it grew into a friendship.
Yes.
So as the friendship grew, and as we worked at this gym, we would go to like lunch dates, but as friends, lunch dates. We would go, and our friendship grew.
Yeah. As
the friendship grew, I realized that my feelings were kind of going towards more than what a friendship was. And I started to have feelings for her.
Okay, before you get too deep into this part, let me kind of give them a backstory on my view of this. So, like she said, we met 5 years ago. We were in training for this job. It was kind of like an orientation kind of deal. And I noticed her because she was in the class and she asked like some random question about her socks. And like all I remember her is like saying, "Oh, can I wear crazy socks?" I'm like, why does this lady want to wear crazy socks to work? Like, why is she asking that kind of so it kind of threw me off, but it's kind of what stood out in terms of me like pinpointing her. And so like I thought it was crazy, but I also thought it was like kind of like on the edge enough to where I was like, oh, she's pretty cool or whatever. So like whenever we like did our group sessions or like we would go out into the floor in groups, I'll go with her, like whatever. And, we were in we were in groups together and like learning, how to train and things of that sort. And like I was pretty experienced already in the training industry. So like I was like, oh, yeah, I realized she was new. She said she had just got certified. So like I was like, oh, I can help. You know what I mean? She seemed like she was cool people, and I mean I've always been pretty friendly, so it was perfect. And like she said, we went on dates in terms of like just friend dates. Like we went to eat across the street. You know, like we were trying to both be healthy and stuff like that, and like that's kind of where we shared our bond upon, and we ended up becoming actually like workout partners.
Yeah.
And it was kind of like through other people. Or another person, basically, where we end up becoming like workout buddies, and like that's where she saw me in the shorts all the time. Like of course she saw me in the shorts because I was working out, but I had no intentions. Like when actually this is what got me in the orientation. She had said that she had a kid, and I was like, oh, like cool, she's straight. Like I've never been one to go after a straight woman. Like she had a kid, I was like, oh, she's straight. She seems like she could be cool. And that's where like the whole friend thing came into play, right? So you want to pick up where you left off, or?
So picking up from there, for one, before we were together, I was bisexual. So
She never disclosed to me.
It wasn't something like, you don't come into a friendship like, hey, I'm bisexual. You don't really explain your sexuality. And nor was did I feel like it was necessary to explain my sexuality until I started to have feelings for her. And let me just explain as far as how I realized I had feelings for her. I went home after, I think we had been training, and I had a dream about her, and it was specifically about explaining to her my feelings for her. And I woke up the next day like, oh, I think I might have something for her. And then we ended up, that same day that I woke up from that dream, we ended up seeing each other, and I could not refrain from being super duper awkward around her. And
she's awkward. Just in a normal,
I'm a little awkward.
On a day-to-day basis, she's awkward. So imagine how this was.
I don't mean to be awkward, but I was more awkward than usual because I was trying to understand what my feelings were for her, and I didn't necessarily want to ruin our friendship. So I had a lot going on in my head as far as, should I explain these feelings that I have for her, or should I keep them to myself and just maintain this friendship? Because we had a really good friendship that we were building on, and I didn't want to ruin it.
Yeah.
So I had a lot going on. So I don't know how long from that point until this one specific night that I decided that I was going to tell her about my feelings. I don't know the length and time it was, but after that,
I can tell you guys exactly the date. It was July 17th.
So it could have been a month. I would say maybe it was a month.
It was because we met in May.
And then maybe like in June I realized I had like feelings for her.
It was July 17th where things got crazy.
So July 17th. So we met in May, and then July came around.
Wait, let's show them the picture when we, like, the first picture we probably have together. We were friends, but let me show you. This is the picture. And yeah, it was cool.
Please don't judge me because I look super duper drunk.
We got proof. I got proof. I'm telling you guys.
I'm so drunk in this picture. And let me tell you, I had a lot of shots of Hennessy that night because I felt like I needed the courage. Because for one, I went into this night knowing that one of her friends was going to be there. So I was like, oh, we just finna go out. We finna be cool. And we finna have like a friend outing. Her friend canceled.
My friend canceled. So we end up still going through the night. And just to give you guys an idea, we call this our Hennyversary. It's because it's technically our first date, and when she finally came out and said that she had feelings for me or whatever. And the only reason she did it was because she was like drunk off Hennessy. So it's our Hennyversary. Every year we celebrate it with a bottle of Hennessy, just to kind of remember and reflect back on how we ended up where we are today.
Yeah.
So going into the night. So we ended up at her house, and we had started taking shots of Hennessy, and then we ended up out and about, drinking a little bit more, chilling, and like listening to music and vibing and stuff. And
I mean, after a while, I was a little turned up.
I think I probably only bought her like maybe 2 drinks.
I'm a lightweight.
It was literally like maybe 2 drinks.
I'm a lightweight, and we took shots before we went out.
We did.
So I was more turned up than usual.
Yeah, she was.
And we was out, we was kicking it and vibing and stuff. And you know that little thing in my head was like, you know what, you should just tell her right now. You should just tell her. Just tell her you want her. Tell her you like her.
So like, let me just kind of give you guys where I was in this, because like I knew we were friends, but like I could feel her kind of coming on just a little bit. Nothing crazy, but I could feel her kind of getting to that mood. Like I felt it in the energy, you know what I mean? That's what the perfect word is. I felt like the energy was coming through. And like, you know, once a little alcohol gets in your system, kind of more things go. So through the night, I kind of started to realize it, but like I didn't pursue it because, like I said, in my eyes, she was a straight woman, and I wasn't trying to like go down that path. Right? It's about right.
I mean, that's how you felt.
Okay, whatever.
I mean, like I said.
Okay, so like fast forward to that night, right? We went out. We were at one bar. Like I said, I bought her maybe like 2 drinks, right? And we were just kind of grooving, like, you know, we were vibing, we were talking. It wasn't nothing crazy, right? And at this point, like, we were getting to the point of being a little bit more drunk. She was, for sure. I was pretty decent. I could handle my alcohol.
Yeah, she was fine.
And so we were like, I was like, oh, I know another place. Let's walk up the street. So we walk across the street or whatever. And we go to another place that has a little better music. And that's where it went down.
So we're in this place, we're dancing, we're vibing, and I turned around, and I mean, she was looking real good. And I kissed her.
Like,
I don't really,
warning.
I don't really know how exactly.
No warning.
I don't recall how exactly it looked. I just remember it being super sloppy because
So
I was
sloppy.
so far gone. Because, you know, there's this line with liquor courage. Like, you can't cross that line with liquor courage. Like, you take a couple shots, okay, good, you remember, you're a little coherent. And then I was here. So line here, be here, the line's here. I was over here.
It's true.
And I just remember it being super duper sloppy. And I was just hoping it came across the right way.
Yeah, I called it. Obviously, I was a little tipsy myself, but like at this point, like she was going. Yeah, no, of course. Like, I mean, at this point, like in my mind, I guess in my mind, I didn't know whether or not she was just drunk and she was just doing it, or like if she really was feeling it. But like I said, I could kind of feel the energy already. So like, she was doing things out of the normal. Like I said, we were friends, so I kind of knew who she was or what she would think she would do, you know? So, like, I started to pick up on the little things here and there. But that moment, it was just, like, it was done. And she turned around, she kissed me. Like, in that moment, I felt like it was just us in the club. Like, I didn't feel anyone else. I didn't see anyone else. Like, I've probably never been so, like, zoned into the moment, like, how I was that night. And, like, I can vividly remember that night. It's crazy, but everything kind of felt right, you know? So, like, she was a little drunk, but I me being respectful, like, I didn't want to press the issue. I didn't want to, you know, go too far or whatever. So, like, at that point, I called us away home, and it was my friend that didn't show up to the actual...
That picked us up.
Yeah, that picked us up, whatever. And she was too drunk to drive home. She lived, like, maybe 30 minutes away from
40
me.
minutes away.
So, like, I was like, all right, cool. I'm going to take care of her. I put her on the couch. Like, I was trying to be super respectful. Like, I mean, I didn't want her in my bed and things of that sort. So, gave her some water, put her on the couch. And
that's literally...
The rest is kind of history. I mean, the next morning, we end up going to work together. Remember?
I think, no, the next morning we didn't even work. I think it was just...
Was that a couple of days?
It was a couple of days after.
We ended up
back at work with each other, and then
she was sober at this point, so I was able to kind of fill it all out. You know what I'm saying? And I just remember being in the parking lot.
So after this moment of drunkenness, we definitely saw each other on numerous occasions after because we worked together. And I think it was more so awkward because I didn't know how to interact with her at that point because I had expressed my feelings towards her, and it was drunk expressing feelings. It wasn't like a sober, let me tell you how I feel. So I didn't know where she stood. And so being that we were working in a gym, we worked out together, we did a whole session together, and then we ended up kissing again. And this is the moment I remember that sticks out to me because it was like the most...
Again, it felt like we were the only people in the world.
Like, I can't even explain, like, this was just like...
And I have bad memory. Like, I don't remember a lot of stuff, but like, these little things I do remember, like being in the parking lot, I feel like we were just like under the spotlight almost. It was crazy. But like, it just, everything just felt right, you know?
It was like some sort of, it was like perfection, and I can't even explain it because at that moment it just felt right. Can you feel the love tonight? Yeah. And it was pretty much history from that point. And then we spent literally every day, every moment talking to each other, with each other after that point. I feel like after the moment, after the drunken night and then the sober kiss,
yeah,
we spent every moment together up until
today,
now, where we're engaged and about to get married. And had I not taken that drunken chance and told her after a little Hennyversary, after that Henny, had I not said anything, we wouldn't have been at this point. And I thank you, Hennessy, for this beautiful relationship that we have. I mean, it's more than that, but it did take a little liquor courage to tell her how I felt because I was a little shy.
No, she ain't shy at all. No. Nothing at all.
Definitely not.
You the best. So yeah, that's pretty much how we met. It's interesting, and 5 years later, being at this exact time, 5 years later,
yeah,
I don't think we forget any of it, and we appreciate every moment that happened. It led us to where we are today, so I don't regret a thing. No, you don't regret taking hella shots?
Definitely not.
Getting crazy?
No, what I wish I would have done was taking a little less shots so I can remember that moment, so it wasn't a little, like, it wasn't so sloppy.
I remember everything for the both of us, so it's okay.
Like, that's the only thing that I wish that I would have kind of just been like, okay, take a little less shots, be a little less sloppy, and express it. But at the time, I wasn't sure if I was going to express it or not. It's just liquor kind of pushed me to express it.
So moral of the story is go get you some Hennessy. Take a couple shots, and I guarantee you'll be able to talk to your crush or whoever it is that you want to talk to. Slide those DMs. It's a perfect time during quarantine season. Yeah. So go do what you got to do. Get you a bottle of Hennessy, and I guarantee you.
We're encouraging you.
Only if you're over age of 21, of course, obviously. But if you're not, then figure out another way to figure it out. So, I mean, that's our story.
That's it. I mean, thank y'all for watching and being curious about what our story
I know, we
started off as.
We don't talk about it a lot, but this is it. This is the time for you guys to know.
Favorite story.
So if you guys like that story, go ahead and leave a comment down below. Hashtag love at first sight, because that's exactly what it was. Look out for our upcoming videos. We're going to be posting a lot, like I said in the last video. If you haven't already watched it, check it out. It's going to be in the description down below. Just keep up with what we're doing, because we're bored during this quarantine, and we're going to keep giving you guys what it is that you're asking for. So like, share, comment, and subscribe to this channel, and we'll see you guys soon for more videos.
Bye, y'all.
Peace.